That was a big fail. I haven't even finished my makeup, so if that gives you a little bit of indication of what our day's been like, you guys know I usually have like full makeup on, so. Here's the puppies. Yeah, it was they had a really, um, yeah, they had a very big morning. You go potty. Go potty. They're 6 weeks old. They're Cavalier King Charles Spaniels. Hey, what is this? Go potty there. Go potty there. Go potty. We don't go potty on the blankie. I feel like I feel like we need the gimbal for this. What? What? What is this? What is?
No!
No!
What?
Come potty there. Puppies. But see, it's something weird. What? Oh, jeez! That was a sneaky one because there's no squat. Hi, Juno. Well, no, I think it's more the new product because the other blanket, when we laid it out, that was a blanket we'd never used. And so I'm just wondering if they have to go because they never go the first time well, they don't usually go the first time we put them in the tray. And so I'm just curious if they had to go, popped out of the tray and just because usually slippery things they don't like when they slip in the tray, they won't use it. Mocha, you look suspicious. Mocha, you are gonna poop. You are gonna poop. That was like the pooping crawl. Go potty. Aw, yeah, see, she was just disoriented because she's not trying to, she didn't fight it. She just picked up where she left off. Suppose we don't want to watch puppies poop all day long. Oh my goodness. Surely the gimbal can handle something like this. Love you, Bub. Look at Mocha or Minnie back there. She was like rolling on the rug like our pregnant moms do. Oh, oh, you poor thing. Are you okay, sweetums? They do, yeah. It's almost like something that they. I think each of them does it almost like once, yeah, like once per outing. There. Hi. Yeah, I did the same thing. Hi. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? Daisy has an awfully weird way of inviting to play. Like, it's just a real aggro sort of. Well, it's like, I want to play, but I'm not going to be nice about it. Like Exhibit A. And she growls at them while they're like laying in submission. Like, geez, Daisy. She is. She's doing a good job of teaching what Drew and I are joking, and we should probably clarify so that nobody gets confused. Um, we're making fun, but what Daisy's actually doing, she's kind of showing them who's in charge. You notice that she's being real playful. Her body language, she's wagging her tail. She's and right now she is. Hey, right now she is protecting them from that. Um, but her body language is really good. What she's doing is she is in a safe way. She is teaching them that they are just puppies. They do have lower rank, and because it's safe with her, because they have this healthy relationship with her that she's like their little nanny. Can you pull Paris out for a second? Um, she's kind of doing what Missy does with like the manners and the etiquette. But she was kind of like going around to each of them and she was being playful, but she was just reminding them who's boss. She was, and that's what she would watch. She would kind of like playfully growl at them, but she would wag her tail and be gentle and nice about it. And they would go on to their backs and they would be submissive. And as soon as they were submissive and that's, a respect thing. That's a very respectful to a more dominant dog. As soon as they were, she went over to them and would like wag her tail a little bit faster, and then she would go to the next puppy. She basically say, "Good job, thank you." And then after she did one over by the pen, and then two of them came and rolled over at the same time next to each other. Which two was that? Was Mocha one of them? Um, the two puppies. Oh yeah, Delilah was one. But then Daisy saw them, and so she came over and she did a similar thing where she kind of circled around them and just reiterated that they are, yeah, you are the underlings, you're the puppies, you're the children, and they were in return they were showing her that yes they understand that, and they're it's just all like a respect thing. It's one way that they communicate. And she's just rolled over for um but these sorts of little activities are really good for them because this is the language that Drew and I can't speak, but Daisy is teaching them how to behave with other dogs. And so now they know that if they come across another dog on a walk, for example, they'll probably just roll over and submit because they don't. And that's what's safest for them to do because they just need to worry about self-preservation, as puppies because they're defenseless. Oops. As puppies, they're defenseless, and so, they're essentially they're just Daisy's just teaching them appropriate behavior. And part of that is understanding their place in the dog world for now. Ooh, somebody pooped over. Oh yeah, that was Mocha. Hi, Charlie. No, in the tray. In the tray. Aw, Daisy. No. No, no. Ah, dang it. Missed it. Mocha, 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 Daisy. And so Daisy, she's just playing with Juno, but she's being much gentler than she usually plays.
That's why.
What? What do you?
Apparently, someone took care of all of them.
Ew.
That's why they were all
I don't think that's why. There's just puppies at them. They're just pooping more randomly than that. Oh, Mocha's got a toy. You sound meaner than you are. You need to work on sounding a little nicer, Daisy. Minnie. Oh my. Oh, Daisy. But Daisy, no, you're not gonna come eat their food. No, that's not the way it works. No, go on, puppy doodles.
Daisy.
Daisy. Oh,
Playful.
yeah, you're being. What is it with you guys and grabbing each other's tails? Oh, I just want to make sure this isn't. Daisy, you're being. You're too growly today. Come on, Rio, come play. You'll be nice. Man, yeah, we got some stories about Rio. You guys like gossip? Rio is like yeah, he's like the junior in high school that gets prom king. Is it possible? Um, he's he's got a lot of game, and the girls eat it up. They love them some Rio. Yeah, like it's so bad we're having to completely separate him from them. And see, I don't know if he could shoot anything, but I also don't. We don't want him to. Um, yeah, and I would think like I don't know, like I would want him to, Macchiato. We didn't mate him until he was at least two still, even as a male. And I don't know if we'll wait that long with Rio, as long as everything else is good to go. Macchiato, I think it was more just we were nervous about going the black and tan route. I think for the most part, I don't know why, but Rio, we were looking at him next to Spike, and we are just like, "Wow, you are a much better version of your dad. You are a nice looking dog." Yeah, he's even more. If Spike is an indicator of like canine thorniness, Rio has he's got an advanced drive. What is it?
It's the pantaloons. Yes.
So he's just as crazy about the girl.
Completely developed. That's why I don't think he would shoot anything, and if he did, I'm not sure it would.
Steak.
Macchiato was not like this. Macchiato, and that's part of how I made it so easy to not mate him. Was he didn't have any. I mean, he still doesn't have any sex drive.
His drive is just so.
We have to like put the mom. We have to intervene, and we have to really entice him.
Look at all these little girls here wagging their tails, all and they're like, oh, Macchiato. Or sorry, Rio. Yes, you, Mister.
He's so funny.
You are so silly.
Minnie.
Minnie. Charlie. Mocha! Oh, Mocha! Come here, Mocha.
Oh, girls, come here!
Goodness, that was a good one.
And then Rio,
Mocha.
also looking at Rio next to Spike.
Mocha.
And he's quite a bit bigger than Spike.
Yes.
We ought to weigh him.
Yeah, we should win. But he is, to the withers, he is taller than.
But he's bigger than him in a good way. So like Spike,
Hey.
Spike's ribcage is just, it's like kind of narrow. And so, Rio's is just a little wider, and so like his proportions just look nicer. And it doesn't throw any shade on Spike because Rio is Spike's direct descendant, and Spike is beautiful, so it doesn't throw any shade on Spike.
Spike is a handsome boy.
But when we kind of sit him next to Spike, we can kind of almost see kind of Paris's contribution, kind of what he got from Paris. Now this perfect thumbprint is from Spike.
The pantaloons are from Paris.
The pantaloons are from Paris.
Oh goodness.
Spike doesn't have a thumbprint, but with all of his blenheims with Missy and his blenheims with that he first had with Ron and Daisy, all had beautiful, perfect thumbprints.
Yeah. Hey.
That's like another mystery with Macchiato is what his blenheims, are they, what they're gonna look like. That's another mystery we've got. We have a small sample if we look at Remy's leather and then the two here. And I think that's a pretty good representation because these two guys look like they could come from Remy's litter. Don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Minnie and Amelia both could come from Remy's litter.
Yes, Amelia and Minnie could have. Oh, you did it again.
I think Macchiato's, and I mean, so Amelia's got a thumbprint right in the middle there. But what's funny to me about Amelia's markings on her forehead. I'm so sorry. I don't know when I lost you guys.
Yeah, darn it.
But I was talking about thumbprints, and I was talking about how we have for samples of Macchiato's blenheims that he produces, we have Remy's litter and we have and these two. And so Drew and I were talking about it, and these could, like, these two they're so cute, but they both have perfect thumbprints. Amelia's is in the middle. I mean, they're both in the middle, but it's like it's between kind of where the sides bleed. And then Minnie's is right in the middle. And then Remy had a few puppies who had perfect little thumbprints. But so Drew and I were talking about how these two we could have easily taken Remy's litter of 6 puppies and just put these guys right next to them. And been like, yep, there's 8. Remy had a litter of 8. But, yeah, so that's the thing about Macchiato is his blenheims are a mystery. We have no idea what his blenheim ancestry looks like, and so well, that's what I'm talking about. Is how we have these guys that run these litter, and how we know that they have pretty consistent thumbprints, and so that's something that's nice. Oh, and then you know, oh wait, no, never mind.
Going?
Oh, no, that is her. What I found, something that I found really funny about Amelia is that she has a different mom and a different dad, but her markings on with her white blaze, how it kind of goes around, and then she's got the chestnut kind of comes across the top of her head here, kind of with her thumbprint, and it reminds me so much of Theo from Paris and Spike.
Yeah.
And so I just love it because she looks like the female version of Theo. She's like more petite.
Yeah, a little bit more petite.
She's got like the same amount of chest, maybe a little bit more.
But she's super.
But she reminds me so much of Theo.
And she's really people oriented. Like she really wants to be.
Theo is so. Theo was like Rio.
Yeah, Theo and Rio.
I know, Daisy, you were getting a little growly. You're getting too growly. You weren't letting anyone have fun. But yeah, so Rio's been. He's been like almost obnoxious about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we are super excited for Rio puppies. Don't get me wrong.
Once he's ready.
Yeah. It's just a little early. We're glad to see so Macchiato has been a huge pain in the butt because his sex drive is like
Weak.
I was gonna say like
He was the last minute.
well, it's like I'm trying to think of some sort of stereotype, but I don't want to stereotype any one person.
That's not doing stereotyping.
But his drive is just not there. And I think it's because of this whole like who's alpha, and right now alpha female is pregnant, and in dog packs only the alpha female bears children, puppies.
You mean wolfbacks?
No, I'm talking about like wild dog packs.
Oh, I forgot.
Only the females, and so or the alpha females. And so I'm curious if that plays a part in it, that there's a little bit of confusion because Missy's pregnant and it's a little bit different when she's not pregnant and not in heat. And that could have been why maybe we had trouble with Remy too when they made it because Missy had just recently been in heat. And then there's the whole redistribution of alpha status, where Spike is being relegated down a couple spokes, and Rio is kind of like preparing everybody to know that he's raising up. And so I think Macchiato is kind of in limbo because he's like the interim, he's the interim director, while Rio grows up, and while Macchiato kind of fills in for Spike.
He's the interim director, the deputy director.
But I think the dogs are very aware of all these changes that happen within their pack, and are probably much more. They probably know them much more than we do. They know them much more thoroughly and have a much better understanding. And we're just trying to figure it out so we can
Support it.
Yeah, so that we can support it and we can also work with it. because there's really like a really things like so. We have that cat shack, right, where we brought our barn cats to introduce them to the property and stuff, and so they're staying in there. And so one of the things that we do with our dogs, it's very natural for them in their world. A less dominant dog never walks ahead of a more dominant, of anyone who is more dominant, more alpha to them. And so whenever we walk downstairs, walk upstairs, like Daisy, she likes to walk fast, and so she'll wait for me to get to a certain point, and then she'll like buzz up the stairs, and then she'll stop at that step while I walk up a few more, and then she'll buzz up the stairs. And then the same thing with going down. She'll wait for me to get down about halfway, and then she'll buzz down, and then she'll wait for me to get down halfway, and then she'll buzz down. And so it comes in handy when we encourage that, because one, if we need them to, let me just use this example. So we have a cat shack, and I needed to go in there to go check on the kitties and just take care of things. I can't quite remember what it was now. Not important. I had Spike there right with me. Excuse me. He was right behind me, and all the dogs are very aware that the cats are in there. If we're not paying attention, they'll start creeping closer and closer and try to start looking in the windows. Hold on just a second. So I was walking out to the cat shack, and I go to open the door, and right as I'm opening the door, I can hear the spikes and nails on the wooden porch, like just going nuts because he wants to go in so bad, but he's just like kind of like he's just dancing in place, or he's like walking in place, and so it makes it look like he's dancing, and but I was trying to walk in, and so I was like only opening the door a little bit, and then I noticed that the reason he was dancing in place was because he was respecting that I won't go ahead of you rule in the canine kingdom, and he allowed me to like completely open the door and walk in. The only thing I had to worry about was my cats running out, but he just stayed right there, wasn't trying to go in, and when he saw that I turned around and wasn't going to let him pass there, he knew that he wasn't welcome. And so, but what's nice, what's so beneficial to that is by the alternative to.
I'm so sorry, Juno.
The alternative to that would be to like turn around, tell him to sit, tell him to stay, and do one of those moves. And that's perfect. That's perfectly fine. And we do that. We usually use the wait command, but we have a version of that. But when we can, we try to use what is like what goes. So if I could use the stay command with him, he's fighting his instincts. His instincts are telling him to do one thing, but he's trying to respect what the alpha is saying. So he's fighting his instincts and doing what the alpha is saying. But by just kind of playing by their rules, by us kind of adapting to them and operating by the I go ahead and you stay back, we didn't have to tell him to fight his instincts, because he could just follow his instincts, and that by following them, we got the desired behavior. And so a lot of it, and I mean, we're always learning new things all the time. We're like always connecting new dots and figuring out like what the dogs are trying to tell us, and like that. We've known about the thing about how that's one way that we reinforce our alpha status, especially with the kids and the dogs, is making sure that alpha always walks through a doorway first, into another room. Alpha always gets the first. We always eat first, and then they get dinner.
Mocha.
Alphas always go first. And so we've always operated on that. It really helps instill that. It helps reinforce that healthy pet mentality. And then we feed them in the order, same way every single day. They're fed in from alpha to the least alpha.
Yeah.
And then the most alpha, like Missy, so she gets fed first, and then as she finishes, she kind of will monitor everybody, and she's the police. She really does referee everyone, and then she'll even come to us if she needs help.
She's like, the problem. Hey, guys, need some backup.
But the thing with the cats was kind of when it dawned on me how we can apply these different things to when we need a desired behavior. We can, if we approach it differently. No, go hide in there. But we've been more aware of how we treat the dog, like with Spike, how I let him just follow me and I kind of reacted more to his behavior. It's basically, that's kind of what it kind of boils down to, is that instead of being preventative and turning around and Spike stay, I kind of gave him an opportunity to make a good choice, just like with a toddler. I gave him an opportunity to make a good choice and see if I needed to tell him to stay, because we do tell our dogs to stay often. Or wait, yeah, we use wait probably more often because if it's something they need to stay for, usually we won't have them around for it, or usually if they're very good like off leash in general, and so they just kind of they're just very. I can't really think of anything we really need to have them stay for.
Yeah, we don't do a whole lot of the stay. We just do the wait and then whatever. We release them pretty quickly. Like if it's for dinner, whenever I'm feeding them and putting their bowls down, I'll tell them to sit, wait.
They have to earn everything they get. They have to earn it. They have to earn all the, and especially like the food.
Yeah.
They have to earn it.
Yeah, food is a big one where I will tell them to sit and to wait, and then I'll put their bowl down, and then I'll release them after 5 seconds.
It's harder up here.
No. And that's one where they're fighting their instincts, but it's for a different purpose. The purpose of that one is to reinforce self-status. We are not giving them reminders that we're in charge. They will challenge us. I don't know if you've ever been to a house with somebody whose dog is running the house, but it's usually a little more obvious when they have a bigger breed. Or when they have smaller breeds, it's when they're the yappy dogs that because they're just a lot of times when they're
That's Delilah.
but
You gotta sit.
those of you with the dogs that run the house, we love you too. We totally get it because we've all had those dogs. Daisy would run the house if she had.
She was given
So,
the opportunity.
We love you too. We don't wanna make anybody feel bad. Careful, fella.
Minnie. Minnie. No. Minnie. Minnie. Hey. No. Minnie. No.
And I mean, it's not every household or every pet household that needs to have this like strict alpha order in the family. But it does come in handy when you have probably more than 2 dogs. If you have 3, you're gonna have to, once you have 3 and it's like a group. As soon as you have a group, then they're gonna need some sort of order in that threesome there. If it's just 2, usually they kind of just operate as a pair, and one is usually above the other, and they just offset each other, and it usually works well. And then obviously 1, there's no need other than just reinforcing that you're in charge. Usually, that comes pretty easily to most people without needing to know much about dogs. But if you have like 3 or more,
kind of follow the old alpha status and who is above the other, and
like at a minimum, a good practice would be to feed them in order of. It's pretty easy to tell who's most dominant, and in a lot of cases, unless their personality is like super dominant or super submissive, in a lot of cases they end up being, their dominance ends up being in the order that you got them, just because when you bring home a new one, the one that was already there kind of has seniority over the other one, and so that counts for something, and so they kind of get a certain amount of points for that, so to speak, and that's why, if you have a really, like Rio is pretty dominant. Don't let them get you in.
no teeth.
But it can usually be that easy to tell if you look at your dogs and you got like 3 of, if you got 3 of them and you got them at like 3 distinctly different times. Oftentimes your first is going to be the most dominant because they had seniority over both of them, and then the second and third, sometimes it really kind of depends, but that's going to be probably more to do with personality because both of them joined the group. Neither of them were OGs. Because a lot of our dogs just kind of follow the order that we got them, with the exception being the ones whose personalities are just really, just kind of overtake that. She's so happy.
Who?
You are a crazy puppy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
What is
Delilah.
it? What
Delilah
is it?
is like a firecracker.
Yeah, what is your deal? What's your puppy? Hi. Baby this. Hi, Rio. Aw. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. Yeah, you are a good boy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. You are going to have such pretty puppies. I look forward to your puppies. I can't believe how big he is. He's
Really?
such a big pup.
He's got, that's what I was really
And
surprised about.
it's a nice big. It's not.
He's not,
big boned,
you know,
but like he's
it's just,
he's muscular.
he's large, like he's long, he's a little bit wide, he's tall.
He's got like the perfect shaped head for a Cavalier. We were talking about
Handsome.
paying more attention to the shapes of our dogs' heads because we want our puppies. One way that we can proactively breed puppies with a lower risk of developing that Chiari malformation, the SM, that oftentimes goes along with it. The reason they get it is because their skull is too small, and as it comes down back here, it essentially is pinching out the bottom part of the brain right there, and so a lot of the nerve damage that they feel is, it feels like, you know what, it feels like when you have an itch inside your ear, in the very middle of your ear, and like, if you stick a Q-tip in your ear, you want to like scrape your brain, but no matter what you do, you can't get to it. You go like this, you go like this, and you can't get rid of it. That's what it feels like. And so it's not like overly painful, but it's horribly uncomfortable. And the poor dogs, they'll scratch their ears, and that's I hear about phantom scratching because they're not really scratching at their ears; they're just trying to get that itch that they feel. So it's a really, really awful disease. And Rio's head, it has it's a shape that we want to see it to be. That lowers the risk for that disease. They want his skull is bigger, it's more room for his brain. And same with Macchiatos. It's another reason we wanted to get Macchiato into the rotation.
Yeah, Macchiato's head is in good shape. Just like you, Mister. Hi. Can you please
But
stop doing
that was another one of the reasons that was just kind of in the column for neutering Spike. One reason was because the sheer amount of blue merles he produces. We love blue merles, but when it's like the overriding, when we have more blue merles than just standard tricolors is when we need to dilute that a little bit.
Hi.
Like this is perfect. Having a couple of tries and a blue merle is perfect. But then and then there's the shape of his head that and so like we're not like necessarily worried about his puppies, or I mean if we were we wouldn't be breeding Rio. Because his head is also taller, and so he doesn't really match the criteria of that, the way that the head shape that is at like that high risk of that disease. But the angle downward is kind of what makes us not like it, and so that's what we like about the shapes of Rio's head and Macchiato's head, because it's, I don't know, I feel like I would need a diagram to start pointing out why, but it doesn't sharply cut down. It's a good boy Rio. But I'm sure you could Google videos of I saw like an Instagram short of someone whose dog had just been diagnosed at the vet, and she took a video of the dog in the car, and this poor dog was in the back seat of the car just scratching endlessly. And what makes it so miserable for them is that they not only do they have that like itch in their ear that they can't get to, but it's so strong that they are doing that phantom scratching, like while they're doing everything else in life, like while they poop, while they eat, while they do, like it becomes a constant, like it affects their quality of life, is kind of what I'm getting at. And so it's just a really, really awful disease. It's not something you want your pet to go through ever. And so that's just kind of a little brief summary. Don't quote me on everything because I could be off on like specific numbers and stuff, but I don't think it'd be numbers, but specific details I could be off a little bit. But that's the gist. It's a really, really awful disease, and it has to do with running out of room for the brain, and it's really uncomfortable for the dogs, and it only gets worse too. Like once they're diagnosed, it only gets worse from there. That's just really awful. And so Drew and I, when we're looking at getting a new puppy, and we're kind of looking around now for a breeder for our stud for Mocha, and one of the things we go over there is the health and when we pick parents and stuff. And what's nice about getting puppies from these breeders is for a disease like, well, even for things like heart disease, but especially for diseases that you only really find out about later on, oftentimes these breeders will have great-great-great-grandma still. It'll be like their first dog that they ever bred, and so they'll still have them, and they'll be retired, but they'll be 11 and still healthy, and we can get a good idea for what the family looks like. If they've been around for a while, if they've been breeding for 20 years or more, oftentimes they'll have they will have kept like a puppy from in a generation, like every few years they'll keep a puppy from that litter, like they'll keep like 2 puppies. The way I envision it is like keeping a puppy from like a second litter and then from their last litter, so that they're separated apart a little bit. But then we have like a visual. We have somebody we can see. We can lay eyes on them. We can, we can see their legs. We can see their hips. We can see them moving. Some dogs when they're 7, they're moving around like they're 12. And sometimes you have dogs who are 12 that are moving around like they're 7. And so it's nice to be able to meet relatives that are several generations back that have lived a little bit. They're older. Hi, Ryu. Those breeders who have been around for 20 years or so, they have like their own bloodlines pretty much, and so it's a lot easier to get a picture of health. I think it would would be because you're able to kind of fill in a picture when you have aunts, uncles, cousins. So we've got Paris Pom Pom, and then we've got Mocha, and so we can kind of see, like Rio, we can kind of see what's from Paris, what's from Spike. And that's why one of the reasons we encourage families to let us know if anything ever happens, if the vet ever hears a murmur, if your dog's ever diagnosed with something, to please reach out to us, because depending on what it is, we will most likely pull them from the breeding rotation until we can isolate where it came from, because we want to make sure it's not a combination of what we're doing that's, each puppy is coming out with that risk, that additional risk. And then it gives us the opportunity to notify other families and let them know, like, hey, your puppy's brother or sister was found to have this, you might want to have your vet take a look. And so it helps out with those families as well. Oh, who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? You're such a good girl. You're such a good girl. You are so pretty. You're pretty.
Sleepy puppies. Oh goodness, so much fun with Rio and so much fun chasing bubbles. Hi, you gonna get my lap, Charlie?
Oh, I never said good morning to everybody.
Oh yeah.
Oh shoot, my phone is on there.
I mean, good afternoons.
Good afternoon. Yeah, my phone. It's because I don't have my phone. Sorry, you guys are on my phone. You can put Paris down if you want.
She'll just start barking, so
Oh, with the puppies.
With puppies.
Oh. That's
Oh,
a
God.
relief because I have to carry her around all day. 20 pounds.
We got Sue and
Hey, Sue.
Phil.
Hey, Papa.
Valerie LaPlante.
Hey, Valerie. Oh, I have received some messages this morning. I will be responding to them, but I received a couple messages, text messages this morning. So if you sent a text message to 1134, I received Paris.
She's like, I can do it for those puppies.
Oh, nope, she's getting the
She
food.
wants it, she can't get to it. It's in the middle there.
Sorry, Paris.
That's not yours, Paris. Haha. Whoa!
See, you can't get to her later. She is such an ogre about food.
She is. She is really.
Like Jesus, you know. She, where's that to me?
So we got LaPlante. Lily?
Waffle! Hey, Waffle!
Oh, that's right. Waffle. That's right. I keep forgetting that Lily is Waffle. Waffle is Lily? Not bad at all. Let's see. And Jennifer Walter.
Hey there, Walter!
Tara Allen.
Hey, Tara!
Oh, you two. Stop.
Tara's waiting on Missy Litter. Right, Tara? We're waiting on Missy Litter.
Michelle Vicky. Michelle and Vicky.
I should go
Hello.
get Missy, in fact. Tara's on.
Jan P. Jean P.
You're gonna have to wait.
No, What? Sneaky devil, and she snuck through the hole. Yeah. Come here, pups. Come here, puppies. Oh, right. Boink. Let's see. Then we've got John.
Hey there, John!
Rico Lara. Did you whack her head? Oh, baby, ouch. You okay? What did you hit? Did you hit the banister?
Yes.
Ow. Like the corner?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that motherfucker hurts.
I mean, your mother trucker.
Oh my god, it hurts so bad.
You're gonna have it. Where did you hit?
It's gonna be like a huge little.
You're gonna have
I'm
a
not
goose
gonna
egg.
hurt
You're
you.
gonna have a goose egg from that. Oh, man. You're probably gonna bruise. 'Cause you bruise like a peach.
I do really huge.
So, Jean Ricola. Kay is on.
Hey there, Paige!
Yeah.
Sorry, Charlie's final.
Yeah, Charlie's over here in my lap. He's just relaxing. Mr. Just right. Take a nap.
Aw, is he awake? He's awake. He's awake. I hope you're still on, Paige. There's your boy. Oh, she is still on. Say hi to Mama.
Oh my goodness. The
Hi to
Adkins.
Mama.
The Adkins are packing today.
Oh, you guys are
man.
packing? Are you, wait, where's the
Come on, you. Oh boy.
She's like, what did I wake up for? Oh, my family? Oh, I'll wake up for
my
them.
family? My family is on. Hi, Charlie.
She's so sleepy.
She is, I bet she is super tired.
She's like falling asleep, sitting up. And then Paris walked into her. Minnie, leave her alone. She just wants to sleep. Oh, poor thing. Leave her alone.
Yeah, so the Atkins say, everyone's saying safe travels, safe sails.
Aww.
Boat leaves on the 11th, but we first have to drive to England. So Yeah, safe travels indeed, guys. We cannot wait to see you. We can't wait to see everybody. We've met a couple of families, but like Pay and who else?
You're
We've
gonna
got
fall if you keep stretching
Minnie's
that way.
family. Minnie's family is from out of town, so we can't wait to meet them in person. It's gonna be so much fun. Woo!
You're so silly. Oh, you're so pretty. Paris, you're so I cringe for you. Paris eats like a horse. She wants to eat like a horse. We only have weight problems with our only spayed dog, which is real funny to me.
I know, she's. Oh, you mean for weight problem? Or
We
like
only have weight
control?
problems with our spayed. Our only dog that has problems, issues with weight and being overweight and having a hell of a time losing it,
Yeah.
is our dog that is spayed,
Spayed.
and it only happened after we spayed her.
Yeah, I think.
It's been ever since we spayed her. She's never lost the puppy weight.
Yeah, she never lost the puppy weight, and even though I usually give her significantly less than what the rest of the dogs get, and she just, I kept giving her what she was getting, she just keep getting bigger and bigger.
I know,
It's like,
it's crazy. If we were to free feed her,
yeah,
she would just eat herself to death.
yeah.
And I remember having dogs like that growing up, and it just makes me wonder if it has to do with being spayed.
Being spayed, hormones that she is now no longer receiving.
People say that sometimes baby hysterectomy takes you overweight, and maybe there's some truth to that. She's like Linton.
Oh, let's see here. So we're gonna.
She's over here wagging her tail. She's doing a lot better too, guys. She's perking back up to her old self. No bleeding that, let's see, she's, her temperature is normal, no infection. She's,
Oh, Amber Andrews.
I think she's definitely got more than, definitely more than 6. I think she's got at least 8. It's just whether or not that puppy.
Amber Andrews is on. She said was saying hello to the Atkins. Let's see what else we have here.
I need to show you guys
Sue
what a
says,
balloon she is.
Atkins, Atkins, if you are going to the ends of the earth to collect your Amelia, you need to do a video documentary. Netflix is calling. And a number of people agree with Sue, and the Atkins think it's hilarious. Oh, Lily had to go, so.
Oh,
we'll
bye,
flag it.
Waffle.
Yeah, darn it. I just saw that. Amber Andrews.
Man, let's see. See, I don't know if she'll make it to the 11th just because she's got so many puppies and she's so huge and
Yeah, that is everybody. Went through everybody.
Dad, do they have to leave today for the school enrollment?
Yes, Bradley.
This is how big this is.
Yeah.
She's as big as she looks.
Bradley.
Dad, it's the only day they can enroll. You guys were already enrolled.
Oh, goodness.
Dad,
Sorry, almost.
Dad,
Oh,
can I have something cold? I'm all hot.
oh, you're hot.
Yeah.
go take one out. That is too easy.
Oh, even Delilah wants that food. How about we
Delilah.
put Paris away and bring the puppy food out?
You put Missy away too?
Yeah.
Whoa, thank you.
See, with Missy, I kind of feel like if she wants to eat, she can let her eat. Because it's not going to be much. And it's good for her. Did she get her prenatal vitamin? In fact, did all the girls get their prenatals?
No, they did not. Actually, I forgot about that one. My mistake. But everyone's pretty good about just, I think it's like there are enough dogs that have to take it that they start to think that it's a treat. And they all.
Well, some of them really do enjoy it.
Missy, come on.
Missy always did.
Missy, come on.
Missy did. Robin and Daisy did.
Missy. No. Missy.
Remy was the problem.
Dad, can you cut this for me? Can I have a jelly, Marsha?
Yes, brother, that's fine.
Yeah.
Missy, come on.
Dad,
Delilah.
Dad, can you cut this for me? Dad, can you cut my tiny nicely for me?
No, yeah, I'll pet it if you want. Just make it. Missy, no. No. Yeah. Whoa. Come on, Bella. The old what? Cradle?
Dad, I'm just telling you. There's only a white and yellow. I had the last yellow one. Yeah. I had the last yellow one. There's white. There's blue and white.
Got that? Yeah, we'll be right back. I need to get our work phone.
So we made a track. We need to see our track, but we need to fix it.
Can I use your phone to take a photo? Because my phone's on there, and then so I went to grab the business phone, and this phone is dead. So, give up. Just need to take a picture and send it to the computer. That's literally all I need to do.
Oh, of this?
Yeah, just of anything. Puppies.
Oh, I got you.
And your phone takes dope pictures. Man, your camera's better than mine. It is. Something's different.
Something's different.
Yeah.
This was the 12s were the only ones where the Pro versus the Pro Max had different
They had
cameras.
different, yeah.
Hush, you. You're being loud and obnoxious. Why don't you go outside? Come on. No. Okay.
Sorry, don't mind me. goodness, puppies, what are you getting into? Are you doing something that's photo worthy? Because I need a picture. I need a picture of you guys. Oh, cords, that looks fun. Cords look like fun. You guys are getting into all kinds of things. You're all your food. I need a picture of you guys. Please look at a picture. Here, just stand up on my arm. Do it again. Do it again. Can you do that again? Do it again. Do it again. You silly puppies. It's impossible to take photos of you. So much easier to yes.
Can we put on the Xbox?
Soon.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh.
Voila.
Vienna.
They're getting
Oh,
Vienna. They're going
Vienna.
crazy on me. Going crazy on me. Hey, Carter. Ah!
Juno.
You think I'm food?
Charlie. 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 Hey, buddy. Good boy. I love you.
Whoa. I'm getting
Charlie, you're gonna throw his head up. Bella, stop rolling around. You need to sit up.
Bella, sit up.
Sit up. Bella.
Yep, baby. Sit up. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Where?
Other puppies love me.
What's that?
I think it's a lot of curtains.
I'll give it a squeak.
Uh-oh, a puppy peed.
Oh, Bella. Sweet. Okay, kiddo.
Peekaboo.
Amelia. Bella, no, sit up.
Peekaboo.
What's the matter,
Peekaboo.
Charlie?
Peekaboo. Peekaboo.
Hi, Charlie.
Aw.
Puppy dogs. Eat it up. Carrying food around like that. I've been cutting down on how much water I'm putting in their food. You can tell like how they're chewing. It's taking a little bit more time for them. Bella, sit up. Thank you. Where are you going?
Downstairs?
Okay, Dickie.
Your arm.
What are you chewing on? You need some food? Oh, yeah, yeah. Good girl. Good girl. Are you chewing on something on my foot? Hi, Delilah. Hi, Delilah. You are just full of energy. You're a spunky little puppy, you know that? No. How about you, Charlie? You getting sleepy? You just look so tired. Oh, so tired. Goodness gracious. You too. Hey. Amelia, please don't chew on my toes.
Just trying to get them like this.
Oh, that's a good one. That's good. Oh, those are way better.
What?
Then I was trying to get the two puppies, but couldn't really see them because he's sitting behind you. And Delilah came over.
That was fun so far.
Yeah. So that one, not him standing, the other one.
So yeah, those are, what is the one first one's right there?
That
was, yeah.
I switched it from photo to portrait. This one.
Yeah, those ones.
Also, it was cool. Somehow get him hair.
Oh, they switched to go back. Oh, he's there. He's on the back. He's on the back and outside. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then one of them down in the legs. Everything
And I
goes
just
together.
wanted to
I'd say that one.
shoot, my editor is phone. Dang it, that's right. So this might need to be on the computer.
Yeah. Oh, the editor.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if that app translates to the computer. Hi. Mwah. Oh. Mine too. Sorry, Steve. She's on smack out of the.
Did you? Oh. So that does that mean that it's for Geo?
Yeah, no, she.
So she's not. Oh, I can stick.
Please.
Wait, no, I don't want to do this, but.
Want to clean out the doggy bed.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That picture of Mocha this morning was really good.
Yeah, it was. It was a cute picture of the Mocha Mocha.
Oh my goodness, Daisy Doodle. Doodle, doodle. Hold on, Daisy.
You got it. Puppy, puppy.
Cool breeze, dogs. Where did the oh, there it is. Daisy, good night. Your cashier? Cashier now?
Yep.
Oh,
Catcher. Baseball catcher.
oh, I thought she said cashier. Oh.
Baby. So we're pancake. Looks like part of it anyway. The easy part.
This thing, we didn't send this as a watch.
Oh yeah, I know. Amelia, you ready to go home?
She's
She's
like, yeah,
like,
so I
I
want my
want to go
bed.
lay in my fancy bed.
I want my big comfy bed. Can you go, please?
She's even chewing on the wall.
Hi, you guys.
So we have them, just so that you can see, we have them nestled in a corner.
Wait, where's the Mocha? Oh, there she is.
They're nestled in a corner in our
Oh, Mocha.
dining room right here.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna have to move them to the big one here very soon.
computer. But we added a mirror yesterday, so that'll become a mirror.
Maybe later this weekend we'll move into the big pen.
But it being in the corner, it's like a phase, it's a step up from when they came out of our bedroom at like 4 weeks old, I think. And they adjusted to their eyes. And so we still wanted to have them in a place that they still felt secure. Alright, so the puppies are all in their pen. I have the stream for the pen going and set up. We wanted to clean some things first. So, but it's running. When I shut this one off, it will automatically redirect you to that one. And so you don't have to do anything. You can just sit tight and it'll pull that one up to you. But otherwise, thank you for joining. We appreciate you spending your time with us.
Thanks,
We
everybody.
hope the puppies made you smile just a little bit.
Yeah.
So we'll see you later.
We'll see you in a little bit.